achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne.
Hello, hello, hello.
We're live, Christiana. We're live.
We are now live, folks. Firstly, apologies for the very delayed start to this show. I know, right? We said 7:30 and 7:30 turned into 8. So sorry, guys. Annie, how are you today? What have you been up to?
I'm all right. I don't know what I'm talking about when I should be eating, Christiana.
I'm excited. Are you?
I should get my meal and start eating.
What are you eating? Yum, yum.
What am I eating? I'm eating it. Given that you didn't send me food, Christiana, I'm eating my chicken and mushroom pie. Yay!
But I'm eating jollof rice.
See? You didn't send it. You didn't share, did you, Christiana? You didn't share.
But
it's all right. I'll die of starvation. There's nothing wrong with me dying of starvation, is there?
It's okay. There's no problem with that, Annie.
There you
go.
All
right. We'll live. You definitely will live.
I'm not done. If I die of starvation, I won't live, will I, Christiana?
You will live. We're not at the point where you die of starvation yet. So our apologies for the delayed start to this program. Yes, it's our 1-year anniversary, and we are so excited to hear from you. We are so excited to have you guys on the show, on the stage, on platform with us. Come and share what you have either learned or anything you want to say about the show. What difference it's made to you, what impact it's made, whether for yourself or someone else that you know. Come and join us. Let us celebrate. It's a celebration today. It's going to be a little bit of work and a celebration. So the show today is going to be all about going down memory lane, a trip down memory lane. Okay. Before I go into what we're going to do, I want to say thank you so much. I cannot believe we're here a year later. And we are 1 year old. 1 year old. Can you believe it, Annie? I think when I began the show, I thought, it might last a few weeks, or we might not. Who knows? And we're still here a year later. So, actual fact, I began the show first in June. I did one in June, and I thought, I don't know. I think imposter syndrome kicked in, and I kind of paused and froze, and then fully launched back into it in July, and haven't stopped. In July with Annie, haven't stopped since then. So it goes to show if you. I think people ask me, like, what's changed that for you? I had to get over myself. I know it sounds crazy.
It's true. It's true.
I had to get over myself, right? Because sometimes we get into our own heads as to shoulda, coulda, woulda. Should I not? Is this the right thing for me? Are people going to even turn up? Who's going to want to hear what I have to say? And the reality is, the moment I said to myself, get over yourself. This is not about you. It's about other people. It made a difference, and it meant that a year later, I'm still here with you guys, and I'm still here with my superstar Annie, who is, I would say, the producer behind the scenes. Oh my goodness, who do we have with us right now, Annie?
I said, amazing friends. Thank you for bearing with us. I see Mr. Cyrus. Welcome, of course. I said I'm going to share the link to join the studio. We'd love to hear.
Yay!
Andre. He loves the colors. Now, I think Cyrus, I'm with you. Andre is in the Sierra Leone.
Oh my God, Creole salad! Stop making me jealous.
That makes me hungry
right now. I'm asking why would you do that? He would do this to me.
All Christiana again was a bag of crisps, and she goes, "I enjoy that. Enjoy that in the show." But no, I made my own pie. I bought my pie.
Andre, we need some Creole salad from you. I wish here's one thing. I cannot wait till the day they can create TV or laptops that you can feed people through the screen food, literally pass it on.
Are you sure, Christian? Are you sure, Christiana?
Yes, I'm sure.
No, well, scratch and sniff TV. Scratch and sniff.
No. Stretch and reach and get TV. There's no scratch and sniff about it. You've got to stretch and reach and get that, get that food.
Honestly. So of course, Mrs. Zion's here, but I do love Cyrus's. The hair is wild, right, Cyrus? The hair is wild. Yeah.
Thank you, Cyrus.
But I've learned a lesson. Never talk about black woman's hair. That's what I learned a long time ago.
Let me just show you, right? This is a whole outfit. Yeah. Check it out. It's my dress.
Look at that.
Look at this. Ha ha ha. So it's a dress, not a t-shirt.
that is lively. You know what? For the first time ever, anyone's ever told me, Annie, go and get dressed. And she's like, what's your perfect clothes? How rude! But I'll get over it. I'm all right. I'm over it already.
Annie, you cannot have your party outfit on. You have to be told. Get that party frock on. It's a party. I have my pink champagne.
And look at that. Can I get alcohol and drink heavily?
This is non-alcoholic.
Ah, boring. I wish, rather my food be in Christiana's freezer. It'll be here with you. Right? Suzie say, welcome, Suzie. Says your dress is top notch.
Thank you, Zion.
I can't say such words. I can't say such words because in England, we get sued for for being complimentary. So don't argue with that one, Christiana. Leave it alone.
I'm trying not to argue with
that's my excuse. I don't pay compliments how people look anymore. I used to, but not anymore.
It, right? So it's a party, so we can talk about all things. All things.
Your clothes, your outfit is what I want to talk about. Really, Cyrus is there again. I like the colours you've chosen, Christiana. There's a rhyme or reason to her clothing. There are reasons.
It's a one anniversary. It had to be done.
Rosemary, welcome.
Hi, Rosemary. Thank you for your patience, guys.
You're looking great, Christiana. So I didn't say that, she did. I didn't say
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you. And I love your new photo. You look awesome. Beautiful. Yes. So
Rosemary is doing she's got a conference, the biggest conference in the world in Ghana.
Entrepreneurship.
Is it GF? So I think that's what it's called, the GF conference. So it's been our biggest conference that they're in. So thousands will be there. She wants to be there as well. So do connect with her if you can support her to make her way there and be part of that amazing experience. Then of course do connect with her and see how we can all help, right? Now at the very least, you can repost her post. That way more people might see it and then
it's cracking me up.
Andre, I'm a tortured soul, but
he does it without even knowing. That's the best.
I persist. I'm resilient, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so I'll let you talk about the show. I'll just carry on eating, Christiana.
The next time I'm gonna just have my whole hair out. Right now I've folded it, right? Folded it because people are not used to seeing my hair out like this. I didn't want to shock people, but it's folded. It's been neatly packed. Next time we'll have it all out, all the way down to the shoulders. So
that really is your hair, right?
Of course.
No, there's no of course.
What do you mean?
There's no of course. I've got two sisters, and when I see their hair, I'm like, how are you bald today and tomorrow you got some long dreads? What's happening?
So here's the thing.
Go on, tell me.
And people don't, and I know some people are going to probably come for me when I say this. I am so, so, so proud of my own hair, my heritage. I cannot imagine having anything else but my hair on my head, right? And the fact that the points in my life, both in my personal and my, my work life, my career, I was told and also made to feel that I couldn't have my own natural hair. It was something that for me had to be done, regardless. Each to their own. I'm not here to tell people how to have their own hair or what to do with what God has given them. For me, the reality was something that comes out of my head naturally. For you to tell me that I cannot wear it, that tells me, well, you set me a challenge. It's like daring me. I will do. I've never had anything else on my head. I never had, I've always had my own hair. No matter what the situation is, no matter what the state of the hair is, it has to be my own. I am completely from head to toe natural. So you never find me wearing anything like lashes or nails or anything. That's just my preference personally. So yes, always my hair, always my head. No, nothing on nobody else's. Yes. So there I am. There it is. Like I said, everybody has their own way of doing their own thing and having their own hair, but this one it's something that is very close to me, and especially being told that I couldn't, in the midst of wanting to be in an environment, in a profession that tells you what professional looks like, I just rebelled all the time. So this is me.
So now, Christiana, a year is not that long, really, right?
Yes. What do you mean?
Right. She said, yeah. And then she goes, what do you mean? My bestest friends, now we do events for years.
Yes.
Dr. Lisa Paulette,
Yes.
3 years. I'm saying
Yes.
we're just getting started, my friend. But then it's a year. Now you've done everything right for a year. You've done, you're where you're meant to be after a year, right?
Thank you, Annie. Don't forget, Annie, it took me 2 years to start the show. 2 years in contemplation. Not sat there just waiting, but just kind of found the right moment, the right time, and so on and so forth. And before I knew it, it was 2 years. So I am grateful for getting to this point. And like I said, when I first began, initially my very first one was in June, and I did that one show and kind of parked it to one side. And then you and I began the show up until this point from July. So I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to have you along, by my side. I'm so grateful for the community and those who come out and they support all the time. I'm so grateful for those who have really, I guess, disclosed and been vulnerable enough to want to share their journey, their stories with me. I'm grateful for the clients I've had, doing this. I am grateful for those that keep on, encouraging me, and there are moments and times that I felt like maybe this is not something that I'm supposed to be doing. And time again, God brings the right people, the right place, right time to remind me of why this topic, and this journey is so important. So the celebration is really to say thank you so much for allowing me this space to be able to create this space, allowing me the grace to continue to support those I support and to continue to show up, even when it feels like it's not going to happen, even when I get thrown off, StreamYard about 13 times in one show, or kind of get onto the show for about an hour, but yet you still turn up, you still show up, you are still here. And that for me has been something that's been mind-blowing. That's why celebrating 1 year is really important, because I know what things happen behind the scenes. And as we all know, those of us who are creators, those of us who do shows, who write every day, who do different things, for our businesses, there's so much that happens behind the scenes that not everybody gets to know, understand what it takes to show up. When you do show up, even when you're not able to, or when you're sick, you still show up because people are here supporting you and you want to show up for them. So thank you so much for allowing me this space to be able to bring this to you.
So I will say, no, we're thankful to you, Christiana. You know, as Zion says in the comments, in a year of commitment, it takes doing. It does take doing, and you know, coming up with new topics every week, every other week, right? Of course, it's every week because we have to do the show. We have to plan the show a week in advance to know what that we're actually going to be. And you know, you've shown up every time. You know, you have informed, you've entertained, you've educated. I'm sure you know you've inspired as well, right? It's all those things that you do every time. You know, and we're still stuck on your hair, by the way. There's no buts, Christiana. It's a compliment. It's who you are. For now, and I say for our friends in the audience, you know, you've given people genuine relief from the pain that's very few talk about. That's a big thing.
Thank you so much.
You know, so this topic is not an easy one, and anyone when people show up to come and talk to you, talk to us. You know, I know it's a big mountain they're climbing themselves, right? And also, you know, you always have an answer, a soothing word, a soothing response. That's why when you fall off the stage, me and Michael get really scared because we're not Christiana.
Are you sure?
We're not. No, your compassion is worth celebrating alone.
Thank you.
I am glad.
Stop it! I'm not going to end up blubbing on this show. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Don't do that. And so, no, I really am glad that a year on, it feels like people are seeing you more. Actually, they know who you are now. You are the Miscarriage and Baby Loss woman. So
thank you.
In case you haven't seen Christiana on other people's shows, now she's doing podcasts, she's doing guest interviews, guest speaking, other people's shows. You know, that's how you use this platform. It's not, it's not about coming here and trying to sell to all of you here. It's about her, Christiana, doing what she does, and the people suddenly realizing she's the expert in her field. And of course, now she has worked. She's got business from businesses that have called her to come and speak to the staff. That's what makes me happy. It all counts. Literally, yes, I want to help you make money. But I think it's making you famous. It does mean something to me.
And they call it lunch and learn.
Yeah. Well, you mean
lunch and learn events, where you're lunching and learning at the same time.
Your sessions, in businesses, you mean?
When I go to these organizations to talk to them during the lunchtime, it's they call it lunch and learn.
Yeah, no. I mean, I suppose you can't do it. Could you do an all-day seminar? I mean, I asked that for a reason. So Andre, and Zion, and who else?
And Dr. Noella. We're doing a conference, mini conference next month. In fact, in 18 days, 19 days to be exact, right? The countdown is on. 19 days. We are going to be doing the the fear of grief, resilience, and reproductive journey, which allows us to really work with people and talk to audiences. It's a paid event. We are going to be speaking about burnout, positivity, preconception, and the fear of, when you have a miscarriage, is something that we know is traumatic. And with that comes with a lot of fears. People are like, am I going to get pregnant again? Is this going to happen again? What am I going to say to my boss? Can I even tell anybody this has happened to me? What's my partner going to think? There's just so many fears that comes with experiencing this loss. And so we're going to be addressing those things in the event, like I said, in 19 days time. And it is going to be such an amazing program, amazing event for us to bring to you guys, hopefully some answers. We have a VIP ticket to. So the VIPs are those that are going to be coming to us. They can ask us questions that is specific to their scenario, specific to their journey, and get some answers. So watch out for this space. The flyers and the promo is going out this weekend. We cannot wait to deliver it. In fact, the flyer alone is so, I was told this morning, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So yes, we are hoping that this weekend we can start to put it out there and invite our friends. We'd like you guys to help us out. And once you receive this, can you share it out? And I would DM in some of my beautiful peeps to say, can you pass this on, please, if you don't mind. So thank you for always supporting, for always being here, and for always showing up, even when you have other things to do. And you could be busy doing other things like working or enjoying family time, but you're choosing to spend it with us. And that's one of the reasons why we love you guys. Okay? Thank you so much. So, Annie, our show tonight, we are going to be, or so should I say, I'm going to be really going on memory lane, as the flyer suggested. Oh, by the way, what do you guys think about the flyer that came with this event? I had one created initially, and I didn't quite feel like a celebratory flyer, so I changed it. I changed it to what it looks like now.
I was waiting for the ones with balloons and all that and party stuff on it. Is that what you've done?
There is balloons on it. Yes.
Balloons.
Check it out. It has balloons.
And like poppers and things like that.
It has balloons on there. At the bottom.
You didn't send it to me. You didn't tell me the new one. Anyway, it's not about your flyer. It's about your hair. Can you see? It's not about releasing the hair. It's about releasing that beautiful African woman, she says. This is our identity. I love your hair. Rosemary, you're far too kind, right?
Thank you, Rosemary.
LinkedIn user. I imagine this is Luz. I think, I don't know who it is. So
is that Luz?
No, it's Annie. So it's the amazing to my sister Annie for Annie Foster. So welcome.
Yes, she has DMs. Thank you, Annie.
Yeah, thank you so much. There's a point to Annie's. It's not about me. It's about her, right? Thank you for creating and maintaining this space, Christiana and Annie.
Thank you, Andre.
I'm always gracious in accepting compliments. I try to be, and I say always, I try to be these days. The hair, I have natural honey blonde, strawberry blonde. It depends on what the sun decides. Yeah, but we don't need approval of our own style to what we wear.
Here's what I love.
That's a simple, authentic, real you.
I do agree. We don't need approval of our own style, right? My style is mine. Any, your style is yours. Even if I get to tell you to put it on, it's your style. I'm gonna style mine quickly while you're talking. That's fine. You do that. Make sure it shines. Get that oil out. Get oil out. Make sure it shines brightly.
I'll do my best.
I cannot tell anybody how to do their hair or how to style their hair, because ultimately it's your hair. But like I said before, when you go into a professional environment, it seems that companies, organizations, some bosses want to tell you how you should look in that environment, what is professional and what isn't professional. I won't even begin to get on the professional hair ladder right now tonight. We haven't got all night to do so, because it could take all night if I start that topic, but I am so blessed that I get to be me and do me without any apologies. Like I said before, I am happy and proud of who I am. So therefore, why not? And the first thing about me and my identity is my hair. It's my hair. And nobody else gets to tell me how to wear it. It's as simple as that. So yes. So without further ado, we are going to be
in between eating. I have to speak every so often. So, let's welcome Dr. Yvonne. Dr. Yvonne, I do see you.
Yay! Awesome. You are here.
I didn't see you. So. Excellent.
Hi.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh,
Welcome.
hello, lovely.
How are you?
I'm fine, and I'm stationary. Can anybody believe that? I'm always
We
in
can't
a
believe
car
that.
going
How's that
somewhere.
possible?
Well, I'm thrilled to be up here. Am I supposed to be saying something, Annie?
No,
Yeah,
you're meant to be
whatever.
eating like you're meant to be eating like me,
We've
enjoying
got
good
our
food.
pink
You know,
Well,
champagne ready to rock and roll.
I'm
Celebration.
super excited. I
Thank
want to I
you.
want to hear everything. And yes, you're so correct. No one can tell us how to wear our hair.
Yes. No one,
No
right?
one. We've got some issues with that, but not anymore. Okay. So, what do
Yes.
you want me to tell? A little bit about me
How are
or what?
you today? How are you? Tell us how you're doing.
I am fabulous. I
oh
am
wait,
I am
Yes.
I am just fabulous. I am elated at what happened on the event yesterday.
Awesome.
Um and to be honest, with the way the planets are aligned and all of that right now, because we're in Mercury retrograde right now, and we just hopped out of Jupiter. And if you are in touch with this kind of thing, you know that this is like the time to just get rid of everything and anything that um
Serve
does not
you.
yes. And but you don't enter into any contracts right now. But when I tell you that it's just been fabulous, like just everywhere that we've been going and things that we've been doing has just really taken off. So I'm very fortunate, and hard work, with good people.
it's a hard work. It's a hard work bit, right? That is a
Yeah,
hard work that you do that no one sees.
you have to do the work. And there's so many people that think that, oh, it's just ready. You just
Hmm.
go get it, or it looks easy. They have no
Behind the
idea.
scenes.
No idea. No
Yes.
idea. But
Right.
I'm thrilled. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm going to listen and I will contribute when and where I can. And I am thrilled, Christiana, to be with you. And of
Thank
course,
you.
I'm in love with Annie, so that's okay. But his wife knows.
It's
His wife
mutual. The feeling
knows.
is mutual. It's fine.
Yeah, and I respect that. But I'm in love with Annie. I mean, such a man.
Dr. Yvonne will be the next one celebrating a 1 year anniversary of our shows.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know,
yes, yes.
Wow.
We welcome it.
there is another one coming. There's another. I say, I got a new room next Thursday
Oh,
with the
yay.
amazing Mary Baker. If you don't know who she is, you're gonna get to know
No.
her.
Oh, there she
Hey, hey,
is.
hey. Hey,
She now
Mary.
she tells some truths, and I said, we're all into truth telling, right? That's why we do our events, all of us.
Yeah.
But like I said, Mary, she struck on a chord that upsets me, which is that people who come to our events need help and don't reach out for help
Hmm.
and don't make
Yeah.
any
Wow.
changes. We need to understand what's going on. What's going on? Why would you show up in places and leave and not to do the simple things to get the benefits? So
I,
we
that's
have
weird.
a series of room plans. Do you really want to grow? Do you really want to change, or don't you? People don't really want to change if you look at it, right? They love to
Not,
They
listen.
say they do, but they
not.
don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is it.
I'm sorry.
It's true.
Okay. So some of them do, but no.
Yeah, so
No,
it's.
it's true.
But I think the Mary's point is, which I agree with wholeheartedly, is yes, we have traumas. Of course, with our topics now, there's trauma in all of us, but we
Yes.
must heal. We must heal, and we must arrive at that place where we are those people, that person. That's that great person. That's the best. It's not because you don't want to be a nice person that people are not nice. We need to know. I would love for our community to be what we dream of, which is people who are genuinely caring, genuinely compassionate, people who truly love themselves. It's all of that that will give us the people who support each other.
Yes.
There's people who come now who are in our network who they do it by halves. Someone's still performing rather than being. So it drives me crazy. Saying but I'm not a coach. Mary's a coach. I'm saying come and tell them.
You are a coach.
I try not to be.
He doesn't want to be, but he's been forced to be.
Yeah, but the pain of coaching, I think the coaching deliverables are different to what I enjoy.
They're not.
You can.
they are. They know. Look. This is why I'm grateful for today, and the people I get to work with, right? In that Christiana is we worked hard to get this far, right?
Yes.
Many people they don't make it anywhere near this far. Some don't even make one event, the first one, and some don't last beyond the first event. I do one, I'm off because I can't see. They're not seeing how to make change in their lives. And I said, and I get frustrated quite easily. Whereas I've seen those who have true goodness in their heart, aka you two, Christiana and Dr. Yvonne, we'll do what we need to do as long as it takes, and we'll keep making progress day by day. If we affect one person, brilliant. If we affect no one today, we'll come back next week and try again, right?
Of course.
Right. And I said but that takes being a good person, a truly good person in your soul. And then I know, and I said many of all our friends here is Andre, Mrs. Z. I'm saying that we'll have Annie, we'll have good intentions. Rosemary, I said we have good intentions. That's why we're friends. That's why we stick together. But I think more. I wish more of us could be maybe just happy and sharing love, happy and giving others the love. It sounds like a cliche. Yeah, but it's not a cliche. It's a real genuine. We are better people when we can do. We can help each other more. We can be better people for ourselves. Because when we are, our lives change. But it starts with getting healing and then having true love in your heart. Without healing, you can't have true love anywhere, right? The Mary says people forget to imagine. We forget to watch like when we're kids, innocent and good intentions.
That's why we must never let the child in us die, right?
Agree.
Because we've got to remain childlike and be able to have the ability to bring that out of us as when we need it. I'm not saying every single day because some people take it too far. But when we do need it, it's important that we have and we retain that. As children, we don't have those isms. As we grow up and the world gets its hand on us and the adults around us get their hands on us, we begin to change and come away from being childlike. We have these responsibilities, that we think now we're responsible adults. We can't even think of playing or being childlike. Actually, it's until for some of us we have children, we have to be childlike again because we've got to play for our children. We've got to have fun and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And therefore, that's the only time people tend to want to bring up that, child self, inner child self, with them. And the reality is, you need to have an air of it at all times within you. Don't let it die, for heaven's sake. Keep it alive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's regard Dr. Yvonne, so I don't interrupt.
Well, I love that you made a point about being a child, because once you go through dark night of the soul and you challenge yourself with these deep, dark secrets or thoughts that no one else knows that reside somewhere in the back of your mind and is a recording of how you are not what you really are. It's something that people have thrusted upon you over the course of years. So after you go through dark night of the soul, the one thing that it does is it lightens the load as you ascend. So if you imagine your life like a house, the basement, right, is the low vibrational space. What we're trying to get to is above the roof, right? And so it is an ascension. Now, some people believe the ascension works the other way. Me personally, I believe it goes up, because as you accomplish, certain steps of being your ethereal self, the scales from your third eye, all those things fall off. And you'll start seeing those people that no longer serve you go by the wayside. And the objective of going through Dark Night of the Soul and coming out the other way is to find that childlike heart.
It really is.
That is light. In other words,
It really
all the
is.
baggage is, it's not gone, because you want to keep the experience, correct? The lessons. But the lighter you get, the closer you are to whatever that north node is and what you're supposed to be here for on the 3D and beyond. So you have to unpack. And you have to lighten the load. And the other thing too is, when you get into a relationship, speaking as a divine female, when you meet your divine match, not your karmic match, he gives you or she gives you the space to be comfortable and playful. And then you realize that, you know what, they've created a safe haven for me to be exactly who I am and be in that light, because they're not trying to now squash you, right? They want you to shine. They want you to glow. And they want you to be happy and do crazy, silly things like dance in the middle of the street or whatever. And they'll look at that. Yep, that's her. Yep, that's her.
Yes, or in the supermarket, down the aisle.
Yeah, that's not crazy. Yeah, she's crazy. Yeah. But she's happy.
Yeah.
And she feels safe. So that's the childlike heart that you want.
Yes.
That's what I think.
JJ's here. Where's JJ? She's thinking that they can't see me. JJ, we'll see you in a minute, JJ.
I'm not bringing him in because we are live. I don't put myself in front of live. No.
I heard him though.
Yeah. How you doing, JJ?
You will later. Uncle Annie's currently talking to Mummy. Okay. And so is Dr. Yvonne. So we'll speak later. Right, Baba?
Oh, a little bit of water.
Okay.
Oh, he talks. Oh my God.
He talks, he walks, he sings, he laughs, and he runs.
Like his baby.
No. How does it work? Is it 3?
Have a little bit then. Go on. What'd you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How's JJ? 2.5, 3?
No. It's 4 now.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah, there you go. You saw him briefly.
Good daddy. See you later.
Yeah, look, I think there was a point, I say, I think Andre's
sorry,
point.
that's my child.
No, don't never be sorry. Now, your child is a blessing, right?
For real. Yeah.
It's brighten our day.
I used to tell people, if you don't want to hear kids, or if you don't understand that you're going to be after, then I am not the consultant for you. And I get it, and I respect that. Goodbye.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's it.
I think I love Andre's point. It says that for some, the pain of staying the same has exceeded the pain of whatever it takes to change.
Yes, very true.
That is true. But I mean, coming to your point, Dr. Yvonne, I read the book last night, and there's one thing that really stuck with me. It says, our battle against the elapsed injustices need not continue.
Say that again.
Our battle against elapsed injustices need not continue.
Wow. That's kind of deep.
Yeah. we have to know when to let go. Of course, I know some things, some boundaries are there's no coming back from. But I think for many of us live fighting those old battles. They're long gone. Even the people are gone, but we're still fighting those battles in our heads. And then we come to the world as our true selves, as our child self, as our inner selves, our inner child selves. And they said that's what me and Mary are going to be beating up and trying to communicate and help people with when we do our show starting next Thursday. I'm excited. Yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone's welcome.
Hi, Diane.
We should be happy sharing love. I totally agree.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being. I think the word people take the word genuine a bit. I think just be yourself. Be your good self. Be your good self. I don't know why you want to turn up and be toxic. No, there's no benefit in that. There's no point acting pretending.
It's not even being toxic, though. It's not being yourself. It's not being authentic. Because you could not be toxic and be fake, or you can make promises that in your heart you're not going to keep or even try. It is really being authentic, and people really think that love is the highest vibration. It's not. Yes. Authenticity is. Authenticity is the highest vibration you can achieve. And so when you become comfortable with self, your authentic self, you're not putting on airs, you're not trying to impress anybody. You're just who you are. Take it or leave it. Then you're vibrating at that ultimate level where you can seek in your mind, but you don't have to seek physically because you now become a magnet. And the universe sends your way the people, the places, everything.
The things that you need. Everything you need, right? It even sends you what you need. It sends you the outcome you want. There's no law of attraction. I said that's how it works, right?
Yeah. If you are tuned enough to notice, if you're tuned enough to notice, if you're tuned enough to realize that's what it is, because some people miss it completely because we're so focused and our agenda is different to what's really happening. So that's why it's important when you're going through anything traumatic or pain, you need to take the time to process. You need to take a pause to understand.
Pause,
so that you don't miss what is meant for you. You don't miss the outcome that you're truly seeking. But some people miss it, and then they wonder why it hasn't happened. It probably happened for you 2 months ago, but you missed it. You missed it because you were busy rewiring your brain in different ways. So it's really important that we take a pause in that time. And with that being said, I'm just going to go into...
Hold on. You're not trying to have a show, Christiana. You're not going to have a show. It's not going to happen.
Tonight.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen today. We're here to have fun.
Lessons.
We're going to have
12 months later. Okay.
It's not going to happen. Okay, I'll give you a chance.
The brief part is we're going to look at this.
Hold on. Let's do the audience. Let's do our audience first, right? That's even I'm determined to interrupt the seriousness and turn into a part.
12 lessons, 12 months, 5 things to take away.
You can watch replays. It's there, right? I'll let you do your 12 lessons in a minute, Christiana. Hold on, Christiana. We can't have 2 different events. Hold on, I'll let you have your show. There's a reason I'm the one.
I'm coming to Cornwall with my whip, just so you know.
And she got a long whip as well. But I can run far. No, I used to be able to run fast. I'm sure I won't run fast anymore. I just feel like, Christiana, stay away from me. Stay away. You can't come in. Dogs, go get her. Bingo, you go and get her quick. Anyway. So Mary says that's why letting go of things that no longer align is important, even if it is relationships, ideas, things, so and so on. I agree with you, Mary. I'm excited. My friends are excited too about our show to come. Look, Natalie's here. Now, Christiana, the reason I'm interrupting you so vehemently is because, let's say these words. Dr. Yvonne and I and my joy from yesterday's show all rests on Michael, Mr. Michael Rivers. He joined the studio yesterday and he shared genius with us. He shared genuine genius with us.
Yes.
So much so, Christian, I booked a meeting with him today.
What do you mean?
Right. That tells you he moved us yesterday. He moved us genuinely.
And wrote me a book today, too.
I tell you, you'd be amazed.
Me a book this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning.
So now, Michael, we're forever grateful to you. We really are.
So, Annie, hold on. I'm going to pause you right there.
Go for it.
I've got to clean my ears out because I think I completely didn't hear what you said.
You heard what I said. I said, Mr. Michael Rivers was so gracious and graced our stage yesterday to share on our conversation. Dr. Yvonne and I were blown away, even emotional afterwards.
Blown away. Oh my God. Was not expecting it.
Yeah. He has that side to him, that people don't get to see a lot of, but I do get to see that side of him, and we're slowly kind of working on him doing that more of that side of him. So watch this space.
Oh, you know Michael too?
Yeah.
That doesn't know Michael? Wow.
No, we're a small community, Dr. Eva. We're all good friends. I said, we're friends, proper friends. That's why I love my community.
Welcome, Michael. Good to see you.
And I say, we cannot work on Dr. Noella, our next author on my conveyor belt.
Oh my goodness, she's here. Yes.
Of course she's here. So Noella, I'm going to send you the link. So do join us, please. And I say, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Because now you were a guest on here, weren't you? You were a special guest.
Come on stage, please. Come and step on stage with us. We want to see you on stage. I left her a voicemail on her WhatsApp. I'm like, you got to come and show your face, right? Because you'll be part of this journey. Our celebration is part of it, and we're meeting again next month to do our show. So we kind of are going to see more of each other.
Welcome, Jay. I'll send us Noella the link, the studio link whilst we do your 12 points, Christiana. My food's run out, by the way. My food's run out, so I'm concerned. I'm worried about myself. I might lose consciousness. Lack of food.
Are you going to waste away? I don't think so.
Yeah, that one. I need to eat. Party with no food.
Mushroom pie.
With no food.
Chicken and mushroom pie. Cornish pasty.
It's gone now. I had pasty yesterday. No, I need Nigerian food. Nigerian food. I've got.
Oh my gosh! I need some Nigerian food.
I agree. Christiana, you can oblige, right? You are the best cook. You are the best cook we know, Christiana.
Let's think about this. How's that going to send the food to Cornwall is an issue. How's that going to work here in America? Let's see. Any
dry ice.
People might get hers before you get yours.
I told you dry ice. She said dry ice. Yeah.
She might get hers before you get yours.
I want the agusi soup. My agusi soup does not pan out the right. I mean, it's good, because I am Jamaican. I know how to cook.
Yeah.
But the authentic agusi soup. Oh my God!
Oh yes.
The bitter leaves. Oh my God!
Well, ask Annie all about it. That was what he got from me.
I'll start crying. In sadness.
It's so good.
It wasn't sent to me this week. I'm meeting my sisters.
When I make it here, the Jamaican household, they're like, okay, Mom, so where's my dinner? I'm like, you're going to try this. You're going to try this because we're going to be traveling there a lot. So get used to it. And it would have been our food, maybe, but it's kind of like, African food.
Yes.
I agree
Yeah,
with you.
it is. That's why
Welcome,
I miss
Jay.
him so much.
So welcome,
I'm
Thank
Jay.
you,
coming
Jay.
there to see you, Christiana,
Storyteller.
and you better make a huge meal.
I will do. In fact,
Send it through the screen.
my
Send it
in-laws.
through the screen, says Andre. I agree. Send it through the screen.
Yes, I agree.
You're scratching sniff. You're scratching sniff.
That's what I said. Send it through the screen.
Yes,
No,
it'll work.
dry
It'll work.
ice. I want to really eat it.
Come on in. Let's hit some of your 12 points. Saying your 12
So,
memories from our year,
thank you
right?
so much, you guys, for being here, for the love, the support, for everything. You put a pause on your schedule, busy life, to turn up and to show love and to support this show. And I'm so grateful that you're here. But we couldn't have had 12 months without a reflection, a trip down memory lane for 12 months of being here and discussing this issue that so is seldom talked about and impacts the lives of so many millions of people. So really, the first one for me is the power of breaking the silence. We began the show talking about breaking the silence and taboo and how this is a taboo subject. And I'm not going to go into depth into any teachings tonight. It's really about just a down memory lane, reminding ourselves of what we learned, what our takeaways were back then, any insights. And I would love for those who, perhaps were there at the start and have been through all this time to come on stage and to share what their takeaways have been in the last 12 months. It could be just one thing, half a thing, one thing, if it's such a thing. But one thing that you've taken away from here, or that you came away with, one feeling. It could be a feeling, it could be a thing. So let me start the journey so that you can join me. And the first one, like I said, for me is the power of breaking the silence. Why is that so important? Because the silence, when it's not broken, deepens the pain. It's speaking in itself brings that relief. But then you're speaking to yourself to begin with, and then speaking to others, because you must first speak to yourself before you can speak to others. Number two, maybe people wait for permission to share. But during the show, we learned that you do not need to wait for permission or invitation to share, to break the silence, and the right or wrong way. I think we were asked this question back when we had audio, and is there a right or wrong way to break the silence? No, there isn't. There isn't, because it is your journey. Nobody else can tell you how you can break the silence when you feel trapped inside, when you feel, gagged, invisibly gagged. So the takeaway here is you don't need permission to share your story. You do not need permission to really disclose, to share with, whether it's your boss at work, whether it is your family that you're sharing with. No permission required. Just do it. In the words of Nike. Vulnerability is the third one, builds connection more than perfection. So in sharing your story, try not to think about, is it going to be perfect? How can I tell the story? I want it to sound this way. The imperfections in your story is what makes your story unique and what makes you who you are on this journey. And do not be afraid to be vulnerable, because the trauma of this nature really is vulnerability in itself. So embrace it and don't fear it. Talk openly was another thing that we learned. Talk openly and normalize talking about miscarriage and baby loss in conversation around the loss. Don't let other people's thoughts or impositions prevent or stop you from truly embracing your journey and speaking openly about your emotions, about your mental health, because when it's out, it's less burdensome inside. For some, we internalize it, because we're afraid. Is that fear? And I'm so glad that we're speaking about fear, because our show and our event next month is the fear of. it's been created to help you to, eradicate that fear, the fear of, will this happen to me again? The fear of grieving, how to grieve, and so on and so forth. So those are the five. The fourth thing. The fifth thing is silence isn't protection. By being silent, you're not protecting anybody or anything. You're just prolonging the suffering. So it's really important that we do not prolong the suffering, yet we actually speak up, speak out. And if you're in an environment that is trying to suppress you, stop you from speaking out, or trivialize what you're going through, find yourself in a different space where you can share and you can also speak up and speak out. Don't suffer in silence. So that's what we learned, and the takeaways. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause for a moment and then go over to Annie and to Dr. Yvonne. I wonder, is Dr. Noella joining us on stage tonight? Dr. Noella, I would love to see you. I might have to WhatsApp you again because I can be a pest like that. It's okay. It's okay. So yes, Annie.
Yeah. What's your question? You haven't asked my question.
Think about silence
share.
Any trauma.
Yeah, as Rosemary said, the world can never stop for anything, right? We just have to learn to move on. Never find yourself stuck in the past.
I agree.
You forget what it feels like to be alive. That's so true. That's so true, right? And so it is that deep fear. It's what stops us showing up, and also, there's no harm in showing up nicely when speaking truthfully. I think, like you said, even when you say it wrong, if you're speaking the truth, if you're speaking your truth, people will accept it. They will try and understand, right? Look, I think every topic we talk about Christiana, they have been humongous. So, because baby loss is not a thing that anyone talks about, but it's something that we've all worried about at least once at one time or another, or we know people who've experienced baby loss, if not us ourselves, right? And I guess as a man, again, the one thing is men don't really care that much. We do, and we're as petrified as can be, but no one cares whether we talk or not because we're men. I'm going to pause
you. I'm going to pause you because that's my next point. Let's not spoil it.
I've read your notes. I haven't really.
I
think every topic though has been emotional. It's been, it's important to people. And I suppose one of my memories. I remember the quirky thing about our shows, Christiana. Yes. Do you remember someone came on stage? He was like, "What are we talking about again?" Do you remember that?
Yes.
Right.
I'm like, huh?
You guys are laughing at that?
First of all,
he joined the raised his hand, came on stage. He's like, "What are we talking about again?" And you know what, Dr. Yvonne? There's some topics that you talk about and you just know to have emotional intelligence.
Yes.
You don't. It's better to say nothing if you haven't got anything useful to say. There's some rooms you get to where we just waffle, right? So today you can sort of say what anyone say what they like. I'm saying on the serious conversations where people are experiencing trauma, it is you can't just rock up and then start waffling rubbish. You have to choose what you say. I remember, I think it was me and Michael in the audience. We're like, me and Michael in the message. You were like, "No,
what's this?"
No, he hasn't just done that because we were saying you have to be very careful what you say in this room. Otherwise, you might, you don't want to put your foot in.
Which Michael? Which Michael?
I talking to Michael
yesterday.
Michael B. So Michael B. Mr. Calm.
Mr. Calm.
So no, it was him that I was messaging. I think Jay was in the conversation as well. I think it was. and we're like, just be like, you have to be very sensitive what you say, and some people are just not. And that was
called
my
not having any couth.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
That's the word.
It is. It really is.
I mean, because first of all, you have to remember that words are so incredibly powerful. And you have to know like the root of the word that you're using. It's kind of like mastering the English language is a trick, because now, I mean, I'm in my 112th year of life, and
she did say
you
that.
Look good on it. You look amazing.
You age well. You age well, Dr.
You
Yvonne.
well, like a fine
You look
wine.
very well. I wish you looked like you when I'm 112. When I'm 70,
so
it'll be
I'm
nice.
about 112 now, and I'm just.
I want that potion. Give it to me.
It's a herbs. It's a herbs, Christian. It's a herbs. It's a herbs,
I'm professional.
Sorry, you opened the door. We walked in.
This is so unprofessional. I'm ashamed of you both. Anyway,
we'll take it. We'll take it. It's fine.
You're on our show. This is how we roll.
This is shameful behavior.
We're not ashamed. It's fine.
We admit it. I admit it. Hands up.
It's a childlike heart. Oh my God. I woke up this morning so light.
Good.
I am telling you, I woke up this morning so light, and now I have totally diverted from what I was going to say, which was going to be good, but
it's all right.
I woke up this morning and I've been having some weird hours, and a lot of weird stuff has been going on, but we know that all the planets are, like they're like 2 of them are in retrograde. Anyway, the thing is, I first woke up at my regular time, which is between like 3:30 and 4:45, depends. And I woke up and my eyes were so heavy, and I'm like, yeah, this is not happening right now. And I said, okay, let me take my medication and lay down a little bit longer. Why is it that I got up at like 7:00 and I had to be out of the house at 7:30? But it didn't bother me, and I still did everything on time. We were talking about the usage of words, and all of those things play a part in making us feel childlike and making us talk about awareness of things like losing a child, because I've lost 3. And, it's not an easy thing. I remember the first one I lost, I didn't know I was pregnant. I was hit by a drunk driver. The second one was on my daughter's 5th birthday. I'd promised to take her to Great America, and her birthday's in June. And I remember holding that, I guess you would call it a fetus, because I could see everything. And I miscarried in my bathroom, and I was on the phone afterwards with my OB-GYN. And the next day, he's like, no, you got to come in, get a D&C, take, all that stuff. And you probably have to stay in the hospital overnight or whatever. And I said, no, it's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. And it was the hottest day of the year that year. Like, I'm not playing. Wow. Her birthday is in June. And we walked around that entire Great America. And this is going to be weird, but I couldn't, I put her, because I feel like it was a girl, in my freezer. And I did not go to my doctor until the next day. But I didn't even know this platform was here. And Christiane, I didn't know that you ran it. And I remember the first time Annie invited me, I'm like, oh, miscarriages, that has nothing to do with me. But then as I sat here, it has everything to do with me because it really was a huge part of me. It's something you mourn forever.
Mm-hmm.
So when you speak into your life or speak into other people's lives, you have to make sure that you mind your words. Words are a very, very effective tool. And you have to know, especially in the English language, what the root of that word really means. And you got to be
Mm-hmm.
careful not to speak it over your life or anyone else's life if you don't want to create bad karma. And so you have to be thoughtful in the process of speaking. So, yeah, you got to be careful about those things. But anyway, I went all the way around your subject and everything else to come back to what I think about that question.
Mm.
Did I answer it?
Yeah,
Yes,
always.
you did.
Did I?
I'm going to start you off, yes, by saying, first of all, so sorry to hear about your
Oh.
losses. And sometimes we are put in the right place at the right time. We may not understand the reasons why, but like I mentioned before, if we allow ourselves the process, we end up finding ourselves in that right space that we need, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why this is so important to me is because, like you, I've had 3 losses. And I do understand that no one can journey for you.
Mm.
You go through that journey in any way, in that moment, anytime, any way possible. And when I began this, I always used to hear people saying, oh, you can recover and you can transform. And I had to really, and these are like coaches telling me that. And I had to say, you don't really recover. It is not about healing. It's about finding ways to move forward. Because with this type
It's
of trauma,
coping. Yeah,
there
you're right.
are
It's coping. It's
triggers,
learning how to
right?
cope with that. Yeah.
You are going to have triggers throughout your existence, throughout your living, throughout your life. And it's finding ways and mechanisms and support around you is important. Why it's so, you know, it's vital to have the right support around you because that is what allows you to have your day to day, especially when you are at the beginning, the early stages of experiencing this trauma, and therefore it's so important who you surround yourself with and which spaces you occupy and being able to acknowledge what you are feeling, being able to label them, being able to say, actually, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking. Yes, it's okay to ask the question why. But the one thing I say to my clients is don't dwell on the why, because the why sometimes keeps you stuck. It is the what that moves you forward, from how you're feeling, what you are feeling, and how you can then begin to process and manage your way going forward. The very reason why my company is called Moving Forward Post Miscarriage is because it's about moving forward. I remember saying this, I've said this in my show several times on different episodes, where there was a gentleman who was speaking to his 24-year-old lost loved one. So his son would have been 24 years old. And the way he spoke about that loss, that pregnancy, was still so raw after 24 years of that loss. And so it's important that we do not think it's, oh, we can get over it, or you can recover, or you can just, heal from it. It is not about the transformation, the healing, the all of it. It's about really understanding you, how you want to memorialize your child, how you want to remember, how you want to move forward, which spaces you're choosing to occupy, and those and what you surround yourself with when it comes to getting support, when it comes to moving forward, when it comes to understanding your journey. So Dr. Yvonne, thank you so much for your vulnerability and for sharing that story. And this is the beauty and the reason why I do what I do, because over the past 12 months, our people who have been on the show, at the very start, it was audio, and people will come on the show just to come and see what the show is about. And Annie mentioned something earlier on. But what they do is they surprise themselves, because for some, they were not planning on sharing their story. For some, they just came to see, they were curious, but the fact that the space that they've entered is or feels to them like a safe enough space, like a judgment-free space, that allowed them to be able to express, disclose, and to get some answers. Because ultimately, when we have traumas like this happen, we want answers. The reason why we say why, because for us, why leads to an answer. So once again, I thank you for really sharing your story, and I would love to hear more. I mean, we are going to be meeting soon, so it'll be good to kind of speak with you away from live, right? But I think before I move on to my next point of our reflection of 12 months is, let's just say welcome, Michael, welcome, Rosemary. It is great to have you guys here live on our 1 year anniversary. I'm still having to scratch myself and pinch myself until 1 year, 12 months. How fast and how quickly has that just gone? And it's great because those who started this whole thing with me are also here. We seem to have lost Dr. Noella. I'm going to have to coax her onto the stage.
There's a couple of great comments. Let me do this quick. And then we'll go to Rosemary, if that's all right. I think you're going to address this in a minute, you said. When
I am going to. Let's not do it. Let's do it afterwards.
They ask us for men, what's the point of not speak up? We know it's a facade, guys. Yeah, no, we know it is true, in that it is Mary. It definitely is. It's a mask, and eventually the mask slips, right?
Yes.
So we need to learn how to manage our emotions, manage our feelings, manage the situation as best we can. But I say, Mary, I agree with you. Laughing is a great goal for the inner and outer self. It is. We have to learn to laugh sometimes. But that's another topic we had. I think we discussed that one day, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
When can you start laughing again? After
we had one. I think, yes, it was joy after miscarriage and baby loss.
Sure.
Right.
So
we
Mary says
have an episode on that.
Yeah, so Mary said I miscarried a couple of times. That's a loss I so hard to understand from the outside looking in. It really is. This is why you do what you do, Christian.
That, Mary.
Yeah.
See, it's this is the reason why I do what I do, right? Let's not forget that miscarriage has an impact, but also it affects 1 in 4 women, or couples, I should say, because it takes 2, right? 1 in 4, and it's 1 in 8 couples experience fertility challenges. So imagine, so far we've had 3 women who have spoken about miscarriage and baby loss. That's how much this trauma has an impact. And yet we don't break the silence, and yet it's deemed to be taboo, and yet we cannot go into our workspaces and have this conversation normalized. That's the reason why I do what I do, because there's so many facets to this trauma that everybody wants to lock away and throw away the key. So yes, definitely. So welcome, guys. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, Rosemary. I'm so pleased to see you guys here and happy that you're able to join us on the show today. And thank you for being here. We don't take your time for granted. We appreciate you guys. I think Rosemary's network has dropped off. Before we go into this, before we move on, let me just go into the second one. The second one we looked at, and it's not in the order of the topics we discussed. I've just picked 12 topics over the 12-month period. We've had more than 12, as you know. We did, in some cases, 2 or 3 in 1 month. So these are the ones that, for me, really resonated and had the most impact. Of when I say impact, with people who have been able to express and rock up and tell their stories. The second is men grieve too. We mustn't forget the men. Like I said just a moment ago, it takes two. The planning, the preconception, the conception stage takes two. So why is it that when we get to the miscarriage part or the baby loss part, we forget the one of the most important parts of the journey, which is the man? So the lessons that we looked at from here was men often hide grief behind roles and responsibilities. An example of that, and all my clients have said this to me, is that they will take on any part-time, any work going on, whether it's overtime work, bury their heads into work. They will work, if the people who were working out or have a fitness or a healthy lifestyle, they will just bury themselves into it even more. For some, sadly, they pick up substance misuse, and that becomes a coping mechanism, as opposed to being able to express themselves. And in some cases, men are not really given the space to do that. So we looked at how we can support and help men to be able to express themselves during this trauma. Remember, I said individually, you've got to talk to yourself first before you can talk to others. For men, yes, they talk to themselves, and sometimes they don't know what to say to themselves. They speak to themselves, and then when it comes to talking to others, there seems to be that invisible wall, barrier that prevents them from doing so, challenges that prevents them from doing so. And a big part of that is society telling men where or how they can grieve, or the fact that they don't have no emotions or don't feel emotions because they're men. They're supposed to be the hunter-gatherers. They're supposed to be strong for the women, for their spouses, who is the one carrying the fetus, the one carrying that baby, the one who had the feeling within themselves of that child. It does take two. That was the lesson that we learned. The second is that many people wait for permission. I think I mentioned this previously, and the reality is male grief is real and is under acknowledged. It's as real as a woman's grief. Why? Because we're both humans. We're all humans. We come with emotions. We come with thoughts and feelings. So if you are with anyone, or if you are someone who, has I would say the privilege of being in a position to support a man going through this trauma, don't take it lightly. Number one. Number two, ensure that you ask them how they would like to be supported and let them lead the way. In some cases, they're not able to. Find ways, whether it means meeting them at a place that's more comfortable for them as opposed to where you would like them to meet. So that was the lesson, one of the lessons we spoke about. And the next one was language matters. So I'm glad that Dr. Yvonne mentioned the English language. I am very big on the use of English language. One, for my legal training, and two, English is something that I've had to learn. Being someone who speaks other languages, I had to learn English. English is not my first language, and it's understanding how English language or language alone can either hinder you or progress you or leave you feeling stuck and in reverse. So really taking the time to understand. And the language that I in my experience and in my practice, I see and hear a lot is, oh, you're strong. You're a man, be strong. And don't cry. Or men don't cry. This we spoke about during our lessons back then. We have to allow men to have a shoulder to cry on, because it is the human thing to do. It is the human emotion that cannot be avoided, that needs release, that needs to come out and not remain inside, that mustn't be internalized, so they feel further trapped. Imagine going through trauma of this nature and then being further traumatized because you cannot speak about it, or you haven't got the right environment to be able to speak about it. The next one, number 4, is creating spaces for male voices, changes in family dynamics. So that helps that man in your family. And I remember Coach David speaking about this, when you have, especially in our cultures, when the in-laws come round and start to tell the man what to do, or the in-laws come round and they're so heavily focused on the woman who's carrying the baby. And what happens is the man becomes a stranger in his own home. And I have had guys tell me, oh, I'm a stranger in my own home. And the reality is that must not be the case. Firstly, if you're an in-law going into the space of this nature, you have to respect the space you're walking into. You have to be very aware, be aware of your surroundings, understand, ask questions, and not the wrong questions, the right questions. Is there anything I can really do? How are you feeling? What can we do? How can we help you navigate what you're going through? And also, it's important to understand and gauge body language, because for men, it is not the talking, but the body language that we sometimes get wrong. That's crucial and key in how we support our men. And the 5th one I've penned down is we must challenge the myths that men don't need support. That was one of the things that came out in, this episode. We must challenge the myths that men do not need support. We all need support. Why? Because we are human beings first and foremost. And I remember when I began talking about this back in 2020, 2021, when I came on the scene to speak about miscarriage and baby loss, I remember getting a DM from someone who said to me that I needed to be on Facebook and that LinkedIn was not the right avenue, the right channel, the right platform for me to talk about this sort of thing, as they put it. And I smiled to myself, and my response to them was, before we become professionals, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, accountant, architect, nurse, whatever profession that you find yourself in, we are humans first and foremost before we are professionals. And therefore, LinkedIn is the right space for me to talk about this trauma that nobody wants to speak about. And I'm so grateful. I thank God that I did not listen, but then again, I wouldn't have listened, full stop. The one thing with Christianity Johnson is you don't tell her don't when there is something that's in her blood that she wants to do. When you say don't, it's a challenge for me.
I'm totally with you. People know. But LinkedIn has changed, right? People thought something that they thought LinkedIn was a job site for a long time. Then they thought it was a professional only content conversations. I'm like, exactly. No, we're humans, as you're saying, Christiana. We're humans first and foremost, right? And if it involves humans, then we can talk about it on LinkedIn. You don't like it, you know what to do. It's like the in-laws, Christiana. Get them a hotel. And get them a B&B. Tell them to move down there for the night.
Yes.
Come back tomorrow at lunchtime.
Do that.
I
have a studio at the bottom of my garden. I do. I have a studio at the bottom of my garden, and I'll send them in there and just let them live in there away from the main house.
Nothing called a shed. You mean a shed?
It's not. Well, it's actually better than a shed because it's a proper studio, so that they can live in there. They can have their toilet. Use a toilet in there.
Oh, but you're very kind.
Yes.
You're as kind as it comes, right?
Sofa bed, toilets in there. A nice relaxing table. I can give you a laptop. You can watch something in there. Yes, have fun.
It's like a home from home. Like home from home.
Exactly. Not my piece.
It's a home from my home anyway. As long as you're not in my home, it's fine. You're over there. Look, of course, they're very serious topics we talk about, of course, right?
Yes.
As Mary says, and I don't know. Maybe the point is it's hard. It's not easy to get people to want to see things differently, or at least to want to move on. I love what you said earlier. We have to truly want to move on before we can move on, right?
Yes.
Don't dwell on the why, work on the what is what you said, right? And the what,
Yes,
and
it
move
is.
forward. That's so important. Because literally, again, I think as Mary's saying, a lot of people don't take being they don't take being encouraged to move forward easily. That's the best way I can put it,
Yes.
Mary. And of course, I see what you're saying. You never know who. You never know who's going to struggle to move forward. Who's going to be traumatized for a long time. And so many people give up. As Mary was saying, you stop saying. You start saying just be positive, and then, but no, you stuck with it for a year, so that's a blessing, right? I see you, Mary, and I say, I mean, let's say a year is just a beginning, really. I find that this sort of heart-led missions. I tell my friends, it can be a lifetime journey. But on the journey, you help people. You give them some sort of satisfaction. So, you help them get their life back. You have some, many of them get a family again. So that's why we do what we do, right? But it is a huge loss. Let's not underestimate it. It's hard, really hard to lose a child either way. The future dreams are being destroyed. Being destroyed is truly something, and grieving is necessary to go through, but it's so hard. I totally agree with you. So Andre remembers when he joined us for one of the topics. He talked about men. I like Mary's point again in regards to being the best. Be a great listener. That's what we all need, right?
Yes.
I'm sure that we talked about that at least once, Christian.
We have. It pops up every so often, to be honest, because it's so important. Because sometimes you're not wanting to go and get any, advice or opinion or words. You just want someone to sit there and be a soundboard, just for you to offload and just to exhale. You want to exhale because deep within yourself, you feel like you're being crushed and you're slowly disappearing. And you just want to breathe and exhale so that you can remind yourself of who you are, how you began this, why you're here, and how you can move forward. Whereas when we don't have the opportunity to do so, we disappear. And sadly, this trauma is a kind of trauma that for some have contemplated suicide because people don't really think about it. People don't think it goes to that extreme, but it does. And so it's important that we allow the space. We must give humans that space because I always say this to to companies and organizations. When you are dealing with, when you come across someone that's experiencing this within your workforce, ask yourself, if this was my brother, sister, nephew, niece, daughter, son, how would I want them to be cared for, treated, listened to? What would I want for them? And whatever that it is you wish for them is what you must do for that member of your team. If you think of doing anything less, then I have to question the kind of human being that you are, unless they tell you otherwise, right? Because you must have their best interest at heart. And I understand. That employee said to me, "Oh, hold on a second. Well, what about our productivity and blah, blah, blah?" But if they're not whole or wholesome, how can they bring their full self and be productive in your work environment? So, yes,
it's true.
We have to.
Let's hear from our amazing guests who are here. Michael, Rosemary won't fall off again. So if you don't mind, let me go to her first and we'll come to you. So let's try and keep it.
Yes, so Michael. And besides, ladies first.
Yes. Michael's a gentleman, so it's he
He
understands.
is.
Rosemary, how are you doing? And I think you got several pictures, Rosemary. I see. No, this is a different picture than what we
Yes.
see.
Hi. Check her out. How are you? Welcome. Good evening.
You're muted, so please unmute. Unmute first.
Unmute
It's not me that's
yourself, my
muted.
dear.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. Yeah. Let's see how Nigerian internet is working today, shall we?
I know, right? It's nighttime, so you just you just
Yeah.
never know.
Mm.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Welcome.
Yeah, you're audible. We can
Yes,
hear you. We can
yes,
hear
well, we
you.
can hear
What?
you clearly.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Congratulations again, Christina. When I saw this, thing, I was like,
Thank you.
wow, we are 1 year already. That is growth, I must say.
Thank
Congratulations. I'm
you.
so happy. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you.
So you're welcome. You're welcome. I had to go and wear our native wear to support you actually.
Oh. I love it. Yes, of course. Why
Yeah.
not?
Ensure our identity. It
I'm
matters. It matters. This
I'm
is
in my
who we
native wear
are.
24/7 if you let me.
So I really love what this space. I really because my auntie she recently went through miscarriage. Like
Oh
I
wow.
literally
Sorry to
saw
hear
her
that.
becoming a shadow of herself. My
Mm,
like she's my sister I was staying with before. I just saw her becoming it. Even in the house, she doesn't even talk to us. She'll just be in her own space. She doesn't talk. She
mm,
doesn't relate to anyone, not even us, not the outside world. Like she just became something that I don't know of. But by the grace of God, through the encouragement of us, her loved ones, she was able to, it just happened last month or last 2 months. It has not been long. Was by the grace of
wow.
God, she's healing and she's getting better. But I
Sorry to
must
hear
say,
that.
it's not losing their baby. I've seen it. I always had it. Thank you. I've always had it, but now I've witnessed it. It's nothing to it's nothing to write home about. It's so sad. So literally, so sees the person always crying, like she would
Mm,
just be tears would just be running out from her eyes. I was like, but if we are able to comfort her, we are able to be there for her, encouraging her, telling her that yes, is if it is the will of God, that that's why it happened. That yes, maybe that's how God wanted it, so we cannot question him. But I know that she'll still have other babies. Yeah, it's
mm.
better that she's alive. That is what matters. She's alive.
Yes.
She's here with us. Because some people go through that journey without coming out of it. They go through that journey without being alive. We hear that the mother lost their baby. The mother lost her life, and the baby was not even alive. But thank God she's here with us. That is what matters. Thank you for this space. I really appreciate what you are doing. Thank you.
Oh wow. Rosemary, thank you so much for sharing. This is why I love this space, it just having people to be able to come and share their story to let us know and just to be vulnerable enough to share. I love this space for that reason. And thank you for sharing with us. I pray that she continues to move forward. And I really want to say that sometimes we might see the way in which our loved ones process what they're going through. You are doing the right thing by being there, by being a support, by, I would say, I like to put it this way, staying ready. Staying ready for your auntie is the best thing that you can do. Because you never know when your auntie might be going through something. And you want to be there for her. You want to be there for her. You want to be there for her.
You're seeing this is one of the funniest things that ever happens to us. Christiana suddenly goes quiet while she's talking. I don't
Can't
know.
hear
It's
you.
an amazing thing she does. I don't know how she does it. We still can't hear you. You suddenly go on mute. This happens. I'm just so glad you're here, Rosemary. Otherwise, it'd be me and Michael here. I'm trying to hold the fort. You're gonna have to go and come back in, Christiana. There's no way around it. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Anyway, you look glorious, Rosemary. So I love the outfit. I'm not that cultured. A white man in England. That's the. I know there's no you boys. What you look for is fine. I can live with it. It's all right. Oh, no, thank you for
Thank
coming
you
to
very
share.
much. Thank you.
Yeah. How's the conference thing going? Is it going? You know, are you getting some support for the conference that they did a post about?
Well, to be honest, not yet, but I'm still hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I know
I
before
mean,
then
mm,
something must
I mean,
happen by the
yeah.
grace
I
of
mean,
God.
there's a long time, right? There's a long time to go still. So when is it? November, October?
Yes,
Is it
yes, it's
November, right?
November. But
Okay.
I want to, but I'll be going on September because of the No Human is Useless conference to support with the
Ooh,
village. So
I get to see
I'm
you.
also a
I get to.
volunteer. Yes, I'm also
I get
volunteering. So,
really. Oh, superb!
wow, you're
As I said,
coming? Yes,
I get to meet you. I get to meet
yes,
you there. You know, and you get to meet my golden child, my son, as I
yes.
call him. Mary, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. You can't. You know. I hope you can hear me. You can hear us now. You know, it's Christiana that suddenly loses her voice while she's talking. It's an amazing thing. I can't wait to meet you, Rosemary. It'll be fun. So more of us should go. Michael, talk to us, my friend. How are you doing?
Life is amazing. God is great. So is my energy. um,
Excellent.
I wasn't expecting to be online today, but since you invited me, I definitely could not avoid the offer. And
Is it your birthday?
it feels like it. Yesterday was like a new birth for me. I promise you.
Excellent.
Yeah, today is like the honeymoon because I'm about to partner with a very, very, very prominent person. He said, send it. So I'm here getting it together so we can send it so I can start that
Super.
official,
Yeah.
part of me. And my birthday, the Multicultural Arts Commission was created in 2015. So this is my 10th year anniversary of the formation. And my co-founder for the Caribbean Arts Foundation, the one that entrusted me with his vision that he sat on for 10 years,
Mm.
I refused to allow him to be in my circle, to be on my platform, to be on my team. I refused to let him operate in any capacity unless him and 14 others started their own official entity.
Mm.
So when I put that stipulation out, I told him the new formation of Multicultural Arts Commission was going to make sure that we only collaborate with entity owners. And he was obedient. And what he did was phenomenal. And out of the 15 people, I think only 2 or 3 of them did not comply. But Keith has been the absolute most effective because he brought together honorary consuls and ambassadors of foreign nations. And, you know, it's but he brought attention to his country. He's from Trinidad and Tobago. He has dual citizenship here, and he just took it from 0 to 1,000. So that's why I'm honored, that he is allowing me to co-partner with him and represent the makings of Caribbean Arts Foundation and why, my name was pronounced so much in so many circles without even my knowledge, but I helped him do something that was in his mind, but did not understand how to manifest and materialize. So it looks like where I'm at now and what I'm about to do, it's the official reaccounting of what it took to bring that baby to pass. And when I
Yeah.
hear you and Christiana talk, miscarriage and baby loss is not necessarily limited to a physical baby.
Mm.
When you have a concept, when you birth a vision, and when
Mm.
you put the first piece of on a piece of paper,
Yeah.
when it becomes a proposal, when it comes a PowerPoint,
Mm.
when you bring life to what's in your brain, it's no longer an idea. This thing now is like something growing in a woman's belly. And the
Mm.
reality is, unless you go through the formation, unless you go through the protocol, unless you get the formation, the EIN, the fictitious name agreement, the insurance, the coverage, everything that is needed, just like you were with a baby. You can't just bring, you can, but you're going to get ripped off. You're going to get robbed if you don't do it the right way. And I
Yeah.
just sit back and look. I will never say this man's name, but a person that befriended me with um a song he created way back in the day. If I sing the hum, if I hum it, you'll everybody would know this song. But this person was not listed as one of the copyrights or the creator of this content. And he had his partner take this content, went over to United Kingdom, remixed it, released it, and it became an anthem. Everybody in the world knows about this song. When I met this brother back in 2018, this man told me about the trauma he went through, the mental trauma of watching this man grow up. I think they was in the projects together. This guy living high on a hog, just not caring about life and just living it, while this other man suffered. This man resorted to drug use, abuse, failed relationships, when I just like bad. And I always thought about him when it comes to not protecting your intellectual property, your content, what you gave birth to. And I seen this man self-destruct and also regain his posterity. To see that man's life now and the team that he has around him is admirable, to say the least. But he experienced a miscarriage, metaphorically speaking, for what
Mm.
he gave. And one of the vows that I made to myself and his wife and him was to have an opportunity to tell his story. He would make a perfect panelist, teaching other aspiring artists how to capitalize on what they create or co-produce. Because when those things are not in place, who knows how people are going to take that type of loss. So I'm fortunate to know what it's like on both sides of the field, losing a intellectual content and property and seeing other people make so much money off of it, and also losing a physical child and not knowing how to really adjust to getting over, you know, this woman. All she had to do was just deliver in 9 months. And 6 months she lost it. But
Mm.
within that 6 months, I lost it because of what I heard this doctor say out of her mouth. And just visualizing my potential baby being stillborn or being deformed with one less arm or one less eye, really, it speaks to my shame. It's not like I'm ashamed of people, but I said I refuse to let this woman stay in a position where she's mentally being challenged and thinking that I'm not good enough to be there to make sure she and our child have what they need in life. And my whole world changed when I heard this woman say something out of her mouth instead of getting a second opinion or bringing other people to the table. This is why I love the community. I love how you believe, your mindset. It takes a village to bring anything to pass. But it's when we close our mouth and when we say we're okay, we're lying to ourselves. We say one thing and we know we need help. I don't see no shame in asking now. And I had to go through that lived experience firsthand because I come from an environment and a household that say you don't let the outside know what your dirty laundry inside. That's true to a certain extent. But when it comes to somebody losing their life or somebody wanting to jump off the side of a bridge, like what Sherry said in that one group that we're in, life is precious. And if nobody cares about whoever somebody else is going through, they're not necessarily a bad person, but they might not have the answers or resources to help that person overcome whatever situations that they're going through. I've just learned how to identify who's in my circle and why they're there. Because it's good when you know who to call on when that 911 emergency in your life happens. But at the end of the day, I love what the room that you have, this 1 year anniversary. In some way, I feel a little responsible for y'all lasting this long anyway, and I leave that for later. But there's a backstory for that.
Thank you so much. Christiana, are you back with a voice? No. You're back with picture, not with voice.
No. I'm so sorry. Jesus, I'm so sorry.
I just have to laugh. Now, Michael, you make an important point. It's a baby loss, and I guess losing, even losing your business, for example. It is, as Mary said, it's a loss of a dream. And many, everything we are is tied up in our dreams. And when that dream is destroyed, it's hard to take, it's hard to understand, it's hard to process, really. It's hard to make sense of and find a way forward. But I will say that you are the one who makes us laugh in this room, especially. And like I say, you inspire us. So Dr. Yvonne and I are still in awe of your shares yesterday. And but thank you for being you.
Thank
you for for always adding to the conversations.
Yes.
Christiana, you can't speak when you can't hear you. You look very funny. You look hilarious. I can put you on big screen just so we can laugh a bit more. So you come back again. But I think that when you do events, or when you do events for a year, especially, you see everything. You do see everything. And the tech issues that we've had to live with. What can you do, right? In the grand scheme of things, there's worse things that have had to happen to humans. That's why I just laugh and just say, okay, all you can do is try again. And if it works third time, lucky us, right?
Yeah.
Right. Look, I said that. Thank you for sharing, and I look forward to learning more. Hopefully, we can meet. Probably Saturday. Now tomorrow is tomorrow evening, maybe tomorrow evening your time. So about now.
Okay.
Because I've got events till then. And so I'm always curious to know what new opportunities you come across.
Well, I can. Oh, let me see if I can. I don't know how to. I have a. I don't see how I can. I don't know how to use this new phone. Okay. Now, this is it. See that truck right there?
Yeah.
All right. That truck turns into a Christmas tree in the daytime. Moving images, sound system, everything displayed on that truck. Ideally, if I would have been more focused as Christiana taught me to be, this broadcast will be streaming off that truck right now. So by the time you and Christiana have your next broadcast, I'm expecting it to be live streamed on the side of that truck.
Excellent.
That's a moving drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
And those trucks can be linked to the 4 others that my friend / partner owns. He's given me an open door to put whatever I want, just to make people into believers that marketing and visibility matters.
Yeah.
Having displays on that truck only increases your brand, increases your value, and makes sure that your word gets out. And this is what I've been wanting to share for the longest, ever since I've learned about the truck and who owns it. Completely humble man. I would love to offer an opportunity for him to actually be featured on your show, and maybe you can incorporate, those services on your platform, because he's talking about making it an international platform from the pitch that I had made to him. So you're looking at having an ownership of that. So that's huge. And when you're ready and you have a certain time, please let me know so I can schedule that meeting with us and whoever else you want in that room.
Awesome. And I say I love the idea. I mean, being seen by more people is what we're forever working on, right?
Uh-oh.
And I think that being seen, being heard, and being understood is what we're all
Yeah.
working towards. So and I think that idea will be, if it will help us to get around. Of course, these vehicles get around to places where people are, right? So
Every bit of it. Every bit of it. I always want to look to add value, and I show you substance. So, and also I booked 2 rooms. I booked one room, 2 different locations. I mean, 2 different times. August 16th and September 6th. I'm in a professional room that WPIX owns or sponsors. That goes for 2 hours, and have a rec space of 200 people that could come in there. I'm looking to turn that into a hybrid event on the day that my partner is doing these celebrations for Trinidad and Tobago, and Flag celebration. I want authors on that platform that only were service for you. Instead of me telling everybody
I'm back.
how great you are.
Yeah, no, what
All right.
Michael,
Let them hear from the people
you get an
that
idea
actually
what
use your
Michael
services.
does, right? My friends, you get an idea what Michael does, how Michael helps. And as I do connect with Michael, let's see how we can leverage his opportunities. That's what I always say. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Christiana, you won the battle at last.
Yes, it's called Technical Issues and Devices. But never mind. Do you know the crazy thing is you're on mute on it. Annie, you're on mute. You are on mute, Annie.
Don't send any food and then karma gets you. That's what it's called. Make Annie have to eat a pie and crisps.
Do you know what happened?
But God says no.
I removed without realizing, I'd taken away my external hard drive because I have to plug it in to download everything so that my laptop stays cleared. So I didn't realize it was out, unplugged, and so it's playing up. Anyway, here we are. My apologies.
Yeah.
I think really I'm going to kind of have to run through this since we've got the 12. I must complete my 12 topics. I'm going to make it short and snappy, at least one thing of the things we've learned for the past 12 months. Okay. So we were at number 2, men grief 2. Number 3 is identity loss after miscarriage. And you know this already. We had this recently, as recent as 2.5 months ago. Right. And the one thing that came out of this is the loss of a baby often leads to questioning our womanhood and manhood. Don't allow it to be the case. And people also question, am I a mother or my father? The answer was, yes, you are. Just because you haven't got the evidence yet or the receipts yet, do not discount yourself as a parent, because you are. The next one is talking about miscarriage in the workplace. Employers, this one is for you. Let us begin by normalizing the topic of miscarriage and baby loss, so those who experience this trauma can comfortably come and discuss it with our HR managers without fear. Now I'm going to let you fill in the blanks of what fear that is for you or for those that come to you. Without fear, without shame, without stigma. We need to eradicate the stigma that still hangs around this topic and this trauma. Self-worth becomes fragile in grief for those that experience identity loss. It needs rebuilding. So number 4, Speaking about miscarriage, sorry, number five, not number four, the cultural silence and expectations that we endure during this time and during this period, during this harsh trauma. Some communities treat miscarriage as taboo or weakness, or as some have told me they've been labeled, or you are barren. The reality is that's not the truth. It is so important that we really get to be open minded, to be able to educate ourselves on the many factors surrounding the loss of, pregnancy or indeed a baby, you know, and the cultural shame, the silences, especially for women and for men, actually, I won't use especially for women, for men and for women, So remember, allow space and time for yourself and for those that are dealing with you, grace and patience. Number six, shame and guilt and the what ifs. The what ifs are the things that keeps us awake at night. And I know this one is a difficult one. I speak from experience. Try to allow yourself the grace to say, actually, what if I turn around my negative thought, my negative thinking into something positive? For some, it could be the fact that you were told you could never get pregnant and you actually managed to get pregnant, right? That in itself is a miracle. The next one, finding hope in the hardest of places. At times, it's difficult to find hope, to gain clarity and confidence. That's where I come in, because I help you to get that clarity and the confidence that you need to move forward on your journey. And that hope could look like anything. Hope could look like, you meeting someone that literally can tell you their story, share their own story with you. And it gives you that hope to say, wow, someone else went through this challenge and they had something positive come out of it. It could be relearning. The reason why my program exists, which is known as the URL program, is the unlearning, the relearning, and the learning of all of what I call the isms that we tell ourselves. That includes a negative self-talk. My body is damaged, or I can't do X, Y, and Z, or it must be my spouse's X, Y, and Z. Let's really think about that. That's why I always say, take the time to process. Take the time after a miscarriage to really, for some people, require your medical records and begin to understand your journey, so you can get to ask the right questions that will keep you on the right path, for you to be part of the decision-making process of your own journey, of your own life. The next one is rebuilding confidence after loss. How do we do that? We spoke about that, and yes, it's often shattered after a loss happens. So what can we do to rebuild our confidence? It begins with understanding your body, understanding your own medical records. Because if you know what's happening, you make notes of it, you can ask the right questions when you're faced with your medical practitioner, and you can get to understand what is next for you. By really understanding what's next for you, you begin to build that confidence in yourself. Because if you know what you can do to help yourselves, and this includes men too, men especially, actually, that's going to be our next show. How men impact miscarriages. Okay, there is new research that shows the part that men play in miscarriages. And so think about other people's story, like I mentioned before, the hope that you get, restore your own faith in your own journey, and take the time to grieve. Grief is something that happens. Just give yourself the grace to do so. Surround yourself with the right people to help you do that. Faith, spirituality, and baby loss. You guys have heard me mention this before. For me, my faith was so important. It really was. And for a lot of people I've come across, that is something that they hold on to. Spirituality helps them to keep calm, help them to focus, to meditate, to be able to move forward, with stronger beliefs in their journey and being able to achieve, perhaps for some, that rainbow baby that is so well seek and desire. So hold on to your faith. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody else tell you that what you're doing is wrong. Nobody can dictate to you how you choose to journey for yourself, right? Asking why, but it's okay to ask why. My advice is don't dwell in the why for too long. Pick up the what and start to move forward. And if you need help with that, please by all means DM me. I can help you. Okay. And let's think about it. Number 9, number 10, the last few ones, I have to make notes of this. Supporting partners and families is what we also talked about on this show. Remember, everybody grieves differently. We're not all the same. If you look at my fingers, they're not equal. They're all different. So we all grieve in different ways. Don't expect sameness, and be patient. Be that person that's a sounding board. As Mary said earlier, that is the great listener. Understand the cues of when to and when not to. Again, I help you with that. Not a problem. DM me. Okay. The next one, number 11, is navigating friendships after loss. This for me was a really important one. It brought some people to the table, and this was discussed in our early stage when we were, audio as opposed to live now. Is that thing of when you experience miscarriage or a loss of this nature, you have those friends that perhaps are not able to know or understand. They haven't experienced it themselves. So they don't even know how to approach you, what to say to you. And they are fearful of saying the wrong things. And so what they do is they stay away. If you are that friend or you find yourself in that situation or scenario, please do not stay away. Meet and sit with your friend. Even if you sit in silence, that's okay. But importantly, ask after their well-being. Ask how you can help. Whether that is an appointment they need to go to. Can you help them? Can you give them a lift? Maybe it's buying them something that may help them to relax, or taking them out with you and walk, and both of you going for a spa day, something that you know about them as a friend that you can help to get them in a positive mindset, frame of mind. The last one is the importance of safe, supportive spaces, which ties in with friendships, family, and support. First thing to say about this is, please ensure that when you're providing support for somebody else, the judgment stays outside the door. The right question is important. Be in an open environment, be open-minded, because no two miscarriages or baby loss are the same. And don't be too quiet or too silent either. It's about striking a balance. Community, for those experiencing this, is really important. Sometimes it might be just that one person that you need to speak to that can help you to extend the community around you. Foster honesty with them without fear, because that's what we need ultimately. Being honest, being open with us, because we begin to bloom. We begin to feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is some way out. We are able to be seen. We feel heard and not shut down. We begin to feel safe in certain spaces. And the pain that we are experiencing turns into purpose, turns into focus for us. So that's my 12 things, 12 lessons in 12 months on a speed treadmill version for you guys. I do want to say thank you so much. I'm going to hold up my pink non-alcoholic. Oh, Calm is here. Hello, Calm. Welcome. My pink non-alcoholic champagne for you guys to celebrate, to say cheers to you all. Cheers for being here. Cheers for the 12 months. Cheers for the encouragement. Cheers for the DMs. Cheers for the business. Cheers for the love, the care, the support, and cheers for, above all, being vulnerable enough to come and share your stories and allowing me the space and the privilege to be part of your journey and part of your story. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Calm. I do see you. I'll come to you in a sec. I'm just loving Mary's comments, and that's great. Asking how to help or what will
Yes.
help. That's a very good one. And I don't know if anyone noticed my computer crashed. I had to. Christiana's like my
Yes.
last point. I'm like, damn. Why on the last point would you suddenly freeze?
I send the karma back to you.
Yes. Yes. The tech issues. It's a plague on our society. It's everyone's fault apart from mine. No, as Mary said, when I worked in mental health, we're also trained to allow people space to think what they can do for themselves.
Same here. I worked in mental for 5 years. So absolutely, I agree with you, Mary, on that note. I really do. It's important that we have, give people the space and that time to think. If you remember, I mentioned we have to talk to ourselves first in this trauma before we can talk to others. That is how we process, right? Because you're asking yourself the question, and when I say don't dwell in the why, it's because I understand that time and space to think and being able to say, what is going on? Why did that happen? How can I move forward? What can I do? What can I, where can I go? Who? Who do I need to speak to? Who do I need to surround myself with? What resources are around me?
Yeah.
So thank you, Mary.
Andre, I agree, Mary, and I say that space thing, that space issue, and finding your, resolving to be happy. That is necessary in all, in all resolving any issue. That's what I find. Of course, people can help, Christiana, but I think we have to arrive at that space eventually, where we do want to move on, where we do want to find some happiness. That's what I always say. Yeah, but Andre, you're the best. Andre, you're the best. Andre says the fact. Tell me you're writing a book, Christiana, from all that insight. Tell me you're writing a book.
Andre,
I'm
seriously,
waiting.
you just got me into trouble with any.
He's writing 2 books, apparently. I'm waiting to publish both of them, one of them, when I say it sometime.
Yes.
We'll see. And Andre, you're right, of course.
You're right, of course, Andre.
What happened to your book, Andre? And so now you were doing the burnout book last time we spoke, right? Maybe we need to catch up again, my friend. We need to catch up. No, thank you so much, Mr. Calm.
Calm us down, Mr. Calm.
Yes, so it makes you want to calm down rather than being excitable as I always am. Yes. Mr. Calm, how are you today?
I'm doing well. And how about you guys? How are you guys doing?
You're here.
I'm just dropping in because I saw it was kind of late, and I thought, oh my gosh, these guys are still running this.
It's a mystery how we do this. It's a mystery how we still talk 2 hours later. I don't know how we do it. But we are going soon. But it'd be nice to have some of your memorable moments from these events.
Yes, please.
If there's any. Yes, I mean, you're here most weeks. Now, does anything stick out in your mind they might want to mention, apart from Christiana's hair?
I brought the short version today. Next one, I'm going to release the whole version of my hair.
I'm safe. I'm safe over here. I can be cheeky, right?
It's okay. Just know that your food was not going to reach you anytime soon.
My food's nice. I mean, dry ice, says the Dr. Yvonne, so dry ice would work.
We'll think about it.
That's when you find dry ice. I don't know what it is.
Be nice to me. Sorry, Calm. Go ahead.
I'm always nice. There was a moment when Christiana was having she came in, and I think she just made it in back to her house, but no, she did not, because this event happened a couple of days before she came and told us about it. And I found that it was really nice of her to actually comment about the fact that she was thinking about the tragedy that almost occurred, and it had really, dawned on her quite a bit, had played on her quite a bit, and that just indicated that she's particularly empathetic and thoughtful, um, and lingers quite for quite a long time. And this was the episode where she described that there was a gentleman who was about to jump off of the bridge, commit suicide, and that's why and she was trying to race down to get her son, um, out of school, because she was going to pick him up, and there was a huge delay, and she had no idea. So, in the midst of it, she was cursing and most probably trying to figure out, saying what the heck is wrong with the traffic, and it was just abnormal. And
I wasn't doing
yeah,
that
she was
very
desperate to
much.
get her son, and we could concur. I can understand, but as soon as she found out what was going on, empathy hit, and it hit really hard, and for quite a while, you know. And she knew the difference between what she was doing and what she was about to do, um, and what she wished, what she would have preferred to have done. And that was quite amazing. I was glad that she actually mentioned that she actually curtailed into that event and described what went on, and interlaced it into the conversation we were having at the time. I really enjoyed that, and that is definitely something that is quite memorable. And that is not the only. That's one of the times that I've actually felt really empathetic towards her, because not only did she showed me that she had empathy for another human being that she did not know whatsoever. I mean, she'd never even met him, not heard him, not even understood what their plight was, nothing. But that's just the condition that he was in, put her in a state that allowed her to absorb and understand, and be receptive to human condition, that we typically find and ignore as we go through our lives. But she put a stop, and for a few days she kept on thinking about that, and that's like, she's actually putting thought into the universe, and most probably enveloping good thoughts towards him, so that he could recover. I really think that those things can actually happen, and it's like, saying a prayer. You may be saying a prayer, you think that it's not going anywhere, but no, in reality, the universe is catching it and propagating it towards people that it needs to go to, and then elevating them as a result. So I really like that, and I really appreciate her and her hairstyle, um, in everything that she does and talks about. I really do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm blown away by that, Michael, or Calm, I should say.
No, but he's speaking the truth. He's talking about the days I had hair, the days when I used to have hair. Christiana's are gonna. Where is she? Oh, another chunk comes out. Look where I am. Now, time has always been our issue, Christiana. It's an issue that we take plays up, and then life happens, right?
Yes, it does. But
She's Miss Compassion. She's Miss Compassion. She's genuinely Christiana. That's what I like about her. So it's not like I care every so often. She does genuinely care. That's not everyone does, Christiana. So, Michael, I'm glad you give her credit for being herself.
Yeah, and the thing is that she gives me a call when I'm down, and she generally talks about things and wants to help me get through things. So I'm very appreciative of that. And that's when she actually did it with somebody else, I got to realize how that she just does this on a whim with everybody, not just myself, but with everybody. And let's just say I enjoyed knowing that. I really enjoy knowing you, Christiana. That's definitely
Wow.
a
Thank
big plus in my life. So
Is she
that's
blushing?
good.
I don't know. Is she? I think she knows. She's going a bit red. It was nice to black people go red. I thought it was just me that does it.
I'm not yeah, I won't speak. I won't speak. I said I
Hold on.
wasn't going to come on this show, right? That's what I
Let,
said. There'll be
let me
no
welcome the
blurb on this
legend.
show.
No, Miss Aaron's
I
here.
will
Miss
do.
Aaron, the showman live genius. Glad you're here. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us.
Hi,
So we
Aaron.
can't wait till your show comes back in September.
Yay.
Have you been on there yet, Christiana?
No, not yet. I will be now.
It's a
I don't
hint
know how,
to Aaron. It's a hint to
I
Aaron.
don't know how I've missed it. So I'm coming. My
I'll tell
full
you how you
self.
missed it. I'll tell you how you missed it because it's on at 2 in the morning.
Oh Lord. Yes, that's why I missed it.
That's why you missed it. No, but you want to be on there for sure.
I might make a special effort actually and just come and put my sleep away and rock up and show up. But let me go back to calm because I don't want to,
Hold on,
misplace what you
hold
just
on.
said.
Obafemi, welcome as well. So
Titi
I'll be quiet.
Laimi is here. Yay. Thank you so much. Titi,
There
she's
you
a
go.
rock star. She's the one that makes me look good from behind the scenes to the front. She and Janet, they're just amazing people. Amazing. You guys are just. I love you to bits. Calm. This one's for you too. Seriously, I'm still like I am still speechless hearing what you said because I didn't realize that you took that episode so much on board. Um, I guess in doing this, I bring my full self. So what you're explaining or what you're describing is something that I do both on screen and off screen, and whether you are known to me or not. But as some of my friends will tell me, I don't realize the extent to which I'm empathetic. And the truth of the matter is, I don't look at myself in that way. I guess other people will tell me that. But genuinely, as someone who cares about other people, and I'm blown away that out of all of the the things that's memorable to you is that day, and I didn't really I wasn't thinking of it consciously in the way that you just said it. It was something that just hit me when I heard about it. And I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure whether you were around when I mentioned I'd worked in mental health for, quite a few years. For me, it's something that I keep saying this. We're all humans to begin with. And as human beings, the first thing is to show empathy, compassion, and care and love to one another. That's the basic need. For some people, it's exceptional, but it's a basic standard need that every human should experience and should be able to give back. So I want to thank you for highlighting that and for reminding me that doing that isn't being me. I can't be anybody else because everybody else is taken. I'd rather be a first class version of myself than a second class of somebody else. And
There was
so,
another episode where
yes,
you were talking about you not being a mother, where you felt that you were not a mother. And this was
yes,
like way in the beginning, one of the first episodes.
yes.
But
I love that.
in reality, your actions portray something else. The converse.
Yes,
You are a mother, irrespective of whether you have children or not, because of
yes,
the way you behave.
yes.
A mother is always empathetic, and it's a
Mhm.
big thing.
Yes,
She will attract many children that way, whether they're
yes.
hers or not.
And I have done.
Hmm.
I'll tell you
And
who said
the
that.
children will be big men and small men.
Yes. This is true. And women and girls.
And women, yes. And
Do
that's
you know?
because they miss their mothers and they see their mothers in
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
And
thank
that's
you,
the
thank
way
you
it
so
is.
much.
You're welcome.
You just reminded me of something. You know, when I was going through the 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 whole self torture as I talk about becoming a mother. I think when I initially first got married, and I was speaking to my mother-in-law, and she looked at me. She always has this way of, calming me down. I'm very blessed that I had a mother-in-law I have. I used to hear so many stories about mother-in-laws and the nightmare that they are, and so on and so forth. But my late mother-in-law was such a blessing. She was she was just so genuine. She was unique. She just has had a way of calming anyone down, you know. And I remember her saying to me, not to worry about this whole mother journey. She says, you are already a mother of many nations and you need to embrace it because children flock to you. People come to you for things, for advice. Children, I would be walking and children would put their hand out for me to pick them up. So she says, you have that in you. Embrace it and don't think about or worry about you having to give birth to a child because you are already a mother. So thank you for that reminder. And thank you for sharing, you know, um, your journey. And it's crazy we're saying this. You are one of, the originals on this journey, this 12 months journey that we've had. You've been consistent. And oh my goodness, I so appreciate you for being here, for supporting, and for sharing your story with us on this same platform, or the audio, like it used to be, and being, in that space and being a man who was really okay with sharing their story because not every guy can come on board and do that in such a public way of doing so. So I want to take this opportunity to commend you and to applaud you for your consistency, but for your openness and, for being vulnerable enough to say, look, I experienced this and this is what happened. And just sharing and allowing yourself to also listen and to be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Calm. I appreciate you.
There's nothing more I can say than the pleasure is absolutely mine.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I second your sentiment, Christiana. Mr. Calm
Mm,
is consistent. It's always there supporting, so and sharing, which is it's a job, right? It's a hard job. So
yes.
we're,
And as
we're
well as
great.
having a job. It's got a daytime job too.
Yeah,
Is it a job that pays any?
no, it doesn't pay. It pays in satisfaction, fulfillment, joy, inner joy.
Yes.
Yeah, your inner child is what we talked about earlier, Michael, because you missed it. There's no cash. Christiana has the cash. So if you want to talk to her about the cash, no, you get in touch with her. It pays me. Look, my YouTube friends, please like today's video, comment on today's video,
Yes,
and
please.
watch and click on other videos. Just click. If you haven't got to
Mm,
watch it, just click on them, and I will say also, if you want to watch some of the recent replays, you can go to my YouTube channel. The videos are there, so you can
mm-hmm.
watch the replays of our for this event, especially. So I've got a whole playlist. Well, how do I get the link?
Yay.
I'm trying to get the link now. So I'll get the link, and
I love
then
it.
if you want to go watch replays to see what we discuss and what we learn, please don't be shy. Go along. We'd love you to to enjoy the show is what I would say, right?
I
So
love the show, Annie. We had three people who were laughing on this show. It's nice to see
yeah,
laughter, right? So we have Andre, Janet, and Annie. They were laughing their heads off in their
yeah.
expressions, their reactions. I love it.
It's,
Even though we
it's,
speak
it's,
about
it's a good thing. You have to find joy. That we're
yes,
not finding joy in misfortune. No, we are trying to lighten the load and try and find a way to find happiness. I suppose that's the best way
I
I can put it.
agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. So yes, definitely.
That we must.
Annie, we need to hear from you. It's been 12 months, right? let's hear from you, because you always ask
You
other
never,
people to hear
you
from them.
never hear from me. You hear from
I,
me 'cause I talk about everyone else. Maureen, welcome.
Maureen, hi.
The accurate
Welcome.
and so Mary says, no, it's very hard for a moment, Mr. Calm. I'm glad you shared. So
Yes.
we're all grateful. What do I see? Mary says, this is why I appreciate the area I live in most, because people are sincerely genuine here in passing, and it's kind of unique. No, our LinkedIn friends are the same, Mary. You'll see, I assure you, right? Yes, we all globally can relate to empathy and care for sure.
I'm care, yes.
So I don't know, my mother, I don't know how many there were. I do know this.
It's wild.
It's pretty
Yes.
wild.
True.
Christiana's always calm. Ask JJ, he'll tell you, right?
Especially when you have one that is from 4 to 14 years old. Do you think he's a teenager?
Wait till they become teenagers, and you'll be shocked at how teenagers they are. They become themselves, and you're like, damn. I saw this coming, but I thought I might avoid it, but I didn't. Here we are. You can just enjoy it, right? Miss Alexis, I see you. Welcome. So glad.
Hi, Alexis. Welcome.
Welcome indeed. Mary says, I love that peaceful person we find in life. That's reassuring. We need to find our own peace, right? Our heads, right?
Yes, we do.
Maureen says, being a mother doesn't have to do with swelling of your stomach, but how you show love to all around you. I tell you, that's really
absolutely. It's awesome.
So last one I mentioned,
oh my goodness, Cherry's here.
Cherry's
Aloha,
here.
Cherry.
Yeah, there's something great about going around when we look on the internet and find people referencing you, Christiana. It's you they're referencing the most. It's not really me, right?
What do you mean?
Sherry did a post the other day. I saw it. You saw it too. I'm sure you did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did comment.
Yeah.
It was. I was just like blown. I'm always blown away, Annie, at the things that people say to me, or say about me, not even to me, because it's never to me. It's about me.
Yeah. It's great to see people saying great things about you, Christian.
This is about you too. Annie, let's hear from you. 12 months.
I'm telling you, it's a reflection of who you are and the way you've been diligent and compassionate and kind in these events. You don't want to hear from me, Christiana, because you're the star.
I do want to hear from you. You're
the star of the show.
Side by side on these 12 months. We must hear from the Godfather
you're the one.
Audio now live.
I say, like you say, I'm like a producer. I press buttons. I do stuff in the background, and then
not like a producer, Annie. You are a producer.
Well, you shine. Well done, you. It's a joy to work with you on the shows. Let's hope for more. Let's hope for many more. Right?
What's the one thing you're going to take away from this, or you've taken one thing in 12 months? What stuck out for you? Do you have any of the episodes that really, stuck in your memory, your mind?
They all do, but I say, of course, there's many episodes that stick in the mind. I guess what excites me is the fact that I know we haven't even covered half of what you know yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think our room on rhesus, rhesus blood types and pregnant and miscarriage.
Yes.
That fascinated me because I think it goes towards where I know. I expect we're going to do more about the medical side.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding the science of pregnancy, that's always a joy. Left to me, my friends, I would erase all of the midwives.
That's a bit harsh.
I would erase all of them, and I don't know what I'll do instead. That's why I haven't done it yet.
You can't wipe humans. That's mean.
Maybe replace them with mini Christianas. Clone you. That way you can helps
That's
manage
the
pregnancy
goal, to
better.
have coaches. So ultimately, my ultimate goal for anyone who is watching us out there is to train coaches to do what I do. That's my ultimate goal. So if you want to be on board, let me know. DM me. Let's have a conversation. You know,
Yeah.
but definitely yes. And
Look,
one thing I'm going to say is,
no, can I? Let me say last, and you can have the last word, right?
okay,
Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for always showing up.
yes,
So
guys, thank you.
I'll take that. You make it happen. Without you, there were no show. So we're grateful to you, Christiana.
Oh no, Mary, thank you so much, Annie. Rosemary said, anticipating your book. Not another one.
Just what?
She said,
Yeah, that book that
anticipating
we're
your book.
talking about. I've tried, my friends. I gave her transcripts. I gave her content that will turn into a book from
We
her.
need to
But
have the content. You need to send me
she's
the
still thinking
content.
about it.
You
I
have to
sent them
send
to
me the
you.
content.
You got two episodes.
That's just two. That's not enough.
Yes. You have to work through the first two if I can send more. It's not for me sending more if you don't work through the first two.
Okay. Goodness me.
I put a link to my YouTube channel for you to watch the episodes if you miss any of them and you actually want to go back and watch them.
I'm being hounded now, so I guess it's something that has to be done.
Yes.
You know, Victor that came on the show
Yeah.
when it was audio event and spoke about.
Hmm.
She's also on your side. She keeps hounding me. And then we have
We just
Favor.
want your knowledge. We want your knowledge in a way that more people can consume Christiana. That's what we want.
Okay, man. Not asking for much, are you?
Nah. I mean, no one, Sherry says you're a ray of sunshine, lovely Christiana.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Cherry. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here and taking the time being here. Because again, we have to acknowledge you guys, right? We have to acknowledge you guys who are here constantly, continuously, week in, week out, or month in, month out, I should say. So thank you for being here. Um,
Mm.
it's been a blast, but it's also been a humbling experience. It has been a humbling experience because I didn't think we'll come this far initially. Well, I did not think that. I wasn't sure what to expect. I had that open mind of if it goes far, great. If it doesn't, great. Because either way, it's no good sitting on something that you want to do and not ever tried. We have done, and the next stage after 12 months is what are we going to do? So this brings me perfectly to an end of saying, don't forget we have a community. We have a WhatsApp community. We have a new, service page, which is Act Moving Forward Post Miscarriage. Our WhatsApp community is called the Peace Circle. That's the free one. The paid one is Inner Peace Circle. So we're doing so much. How do I help you guys? I help couples. I help women and men couples to be able to move forward. The first thing for me is to help you to gain clarity on your journey and to give you that confidence to move forward, whether you want to go on to have a rainbow baby or you want to have other options. We also discuss the options, right? When it comes to employers, how do I help them? We look at how you can support those experiencing this trauma in your work environment. We look at your policies. Are they fit for purpose? Are they right for those you're writing it for? Have you undertaken any consultation to begin with before you have the policy in place? If it's an old policy or existing policy, is it right for your workforce? That's where I come in. I come in to help you to do that. Okay? To cast my eyes and provide you with my thoughts and the policy itself, or write it alongside you, whichever one you prefer. I also do, as I mentioned earlier in this show, if you didn't hear it, um, lunch and learn events where you eat and listen to me teach you and show you how you can help others navigate this in a work environment. And you can ask questions. You know, the last one I did, people brought their questions in and they were like, oh my God, I didn't know I can help somebody in this way. I was stuck. I didn't know what to say. I've not spoken to my friend or that friend because I'm too scared of what to say to them. So those are the kind of things that we work with. We work with you guys. I run 4-week programs. I do, you know, small coaching groups, one-to-ones. I also provide you as an organization with half a day training or full day one, whichever one you prefer or want to. And that all begins with you sending me a DM. Send me a DM if you know somebody that could, you know, benefit from the work I do. Tell them to tell others to tell others. That is how the word spreads, right?
And that's in person and remote as well, right?
Yes, in person and remote. So thank you once again. And let's raise the glasses as we say cheers. Here's to many more years to come. Look at your dirty plastic bottle you put to my show.
I love see, see, I love water.
Cheers.
I love water.
So do I.
Bottle, right? They said the wife buys loads of water. My wife buys loads of bottles. I drink them and I fill them with tap water. She's like, what's the point of that then? But
Council Pop, shame on you.
Forget that. You know, so that Aaron's looking for special guests. You never know when he's looking for the next one. Aaron, you have some here, my friend. You know, of course, Mary, that's maybe a great one as well. You know, and thank you for joining us. You know, we do appreciate you being here. It means a lot to us. It does. You know, so I'm going to end on Mary's kind words. Christiana, loved your genuinely pleasant talk today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to joining you on when you begin your show. You know, your topic sounds really interesting.
Thursday the 7th is our first show, so do connect. So we have a date, we have a topic. I mean, we have several topics. To be fair, we've probably got 5 topics thereabouts.
I love it.
Yeah, the Mary things we're going to talk about, everything all in one go. I'm like, no, we'll be there forever. Yeah, there'll be no end.
Break it down. You get more out of it too. Break it down, and for us, we can go on forever. You
don't say. A 1.5 hour event starts at 7 o'clock. We're still here at 10. God knows what time. Nearly 10:40, right? Yeah.
Sorry.
Credit to Rosemary and Mr. Calm for joining the studio as well. So
absolutely, thank you guys.
We
love you.
Really do. Thank you, everyone. Look, so we're back again. So our time now is this new time.
Actually, no. What I forgot to mention. Thank you for that reminder. So I am going to be sending out a poll to look at what times you are going to want to have this show on every fortnight, right? We'll see. Any?
When she finds it doesn't fit with my diary, I don't know what she's going to say to you. She's going to create her own problem. It's fine.
I'm going to send a poll out to each person that's been here tonight. And
it'll be Tuesday at 7 o'clock UK time.
No,
2 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. I'm just saying, it's likely to be. It will be, I'm sure.
It will be on a Thursday.
Yes.
Thursdays.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, we want to say thank you once again for joining us, for being here. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon. And thank you for all of your comments and your perspective. Calm, amazing. Rosemary, amazing. Thank you. And Annie, you're a superstar.
You're the star, Christiana. It's fine. Without you, I'm nothing. That's what I say. I always say the same thing. Right? No, thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your evening. See you tomorrow, we hope. Right. Bye, everyone. Bye.
step forward is a new beat to your drum. Chase